What's up, guys? It is that guy Jordan, the black nerd, and I'm here today to talk about the George Floyd situation and the protest. So, without further ado, let's get started. Um, First and foremost, I want to give out my sincerest condolences to the family of George Floyd. He did not deserve to uh, be executed the way he was. That was an execution, no matter how you look at it. That's police brutality and racism all in one in his murder, because I was murder. Uh, with that being said, the protests that sparked from his murder and his death that swept across the nation. The United States is in a very weird transition. This is a power struggle now, and I am happy for the power struggle because now racist has to has to either go hide or go die. It's one of those simple things, man. Being racist isn't cool. It's never been. Police brutality and racism, it shouldn't happen. Like this should not be how our world is dictated. And the United States, we've had enough. People has had enough of police brutality and social injustice and uh, racial injustice. We've had enough. Uh, my friends have been asking me these last couple of days why haven't I spoke about something sooner, and it's only because I wanted to see how the situation was going to play out. I wanted to see what was going to happen because in past experiences, cops got away with this, but now he's being held accountable. But the riots has really got my attention because of the simple fact that that's really sparked the notion of is what we're doing right, and in my personal belief, it's that it is what it is right. This is right. I'm sorry, whoever feels uncomfortable saying, I don't care what the excuse is. Yes, yes, the looting is unnecessary. I won't condone looters. That's unnecessary, but I will condone the protests. I will condone the burning of establishments such as police stations and whatnot. I do condone that because it's time for police officers to be held accountable for their own actions. You became a cop to uphold our law and to protect the people of these neighborhoods, not to use black people, Latinos, Asians, Native Americans as your fucking guinea pigs in your target practice. I don't have a fucking target on my back. I'm not a fucking target, and neither are innocent people. I mean, it's simple. It's very simple. These racist cops has to go because they have to go because of the simple fact that racism has to go. Racism has to leave America just like you know just like people forget about slavery. Racist white people forget about slavery so easily. Yet y'all shove that 9/11 shit down our throats since it happened every year. 9/11. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I stopped caring about 9/11 when I was like 12. It's only 3,000 people that died. Big whoop. Millions, millions of people were slaves. Millions of my ancestors died because y'all wanted to enslave us. And now I'm watching more of my brothers and sisters die in these streets because y'all don't like us. That injustice has to end. I am tired of it. I am sick of it. I'm sick of seeing that, our elected fucking president wants to call us thugs for protesting injustice. They want to they still want to, you know, blacklist Kaepernick for speaking out against it. They want us to shut up and dribble a basketball because we don't know what we're talking about because we're not because they're scared that we'll be smart enough to be on their level, and we've always been smarter. We've always been on their level. They just don't like that shit, And it's time for us to rise up as people. It's time for us to be unified, organized. It's time for us to take back the government and run this country the way it's supposed to be run, with peace and equality and justice for all. The racist pig we got in the office right now called us thugs, but wants to call the COVID-19 protesters who had AR-15s and handguns at as a protest. They want to call them. He wants to call them. What was the word I'm looking for? Uh, Good people who are angry, but we're thugs because we're angry. So it's okay. Hear me out. It's okay to be white and have an AR-15 and go up to a Capitol building and protest there. But it is bad to be black and kneel, walk the streets peacefully, have your hands up. It's bad to do that. We're thugs. We are thugs. We get tear gas. We get shot with rubber bullets. We get a billy club to the back of our fucking heads. It's the 1960s all over again, guys. Except this time, we're angry. We're angrier than we was. You know, back in the first movement, black people was already angry. It's been 100 years since the end of slavery, yet, still second class citizens. Got a little better. Got a little better. So that. So got a little better. But now we're angrier because added another 60 years to that, and now you got this. You have a repeat. Police brutality, racism, all that. Something has to change in America. And this is the time for change. 2020 is the time for change, and it's time for us to be unified. It is time for people of color, non-racist white people, to come together and be together against the racist enemies that wish to dehumanize us. It is time for all that to end. It is time for all that to crumble. I'm glad that these protests are going on. I do not condone looting. I personally do not condone that, but I'm glad that there are people out there that are protesting the injustice. That's what we should be doing. We should be protesting injustice. Uh, the one last thing I do want to say is that, like George Floyd and all the numerous innocent black people that were killed by the police and everything, the situation cannot continue. We have to do what we need to do. As for you protesters and everything, if you are protesting, please be safe. Some certain states are trying to assemble the National Guard. Please, please be safe. We don't need any more innocents dying. We don't need any more children dying. It's a sad day that within our borders, within our own country, is that we feel less safe. It's sad. So please, everybody, be careful, be safe, and remember, all power to the people. Good night, guys.